Hey you guys, it's Terra and welcome back to the channel. Yay! Pew, 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 pew. So guys, we are back and we are having my most anticipated video yet. All about my hair. Oh my God, you guys. Out of all the questions that I get on this channel about anything, about fashion, about my career, about anything, nothing tops the amount of questions that I have gotten about my hair, which shocks me and doesn't shock me because, I think my hair is really cute. I love it and it's big hair and it's a big part of my personality, so I can understand why people would be curious about it. But at the same time, I don't think it's so extraordinarily awesome that I would get this many questions about it. But I love it that you guys have provided me with a bunch of questions that I can answer today about my hair and about my hair experience and my hair story, my hair story. Did I just make up a word? I made up a word, hair story. All of us Black girls have a hair story, don't we? We have a story about our youth and our hair and growing up and all the stages we've been through. So let's just get right into it. Before we get started, go ahead and hit the like button and the subscribe button because I want you guys to join the family, because here I spill all the tea about my beauty treatments and anything else you guys want to know. So yes, join the family. Can't wait to have you here. All right, let's start talking about my hair. And you guys gonna have to forgive me. I wrote down notes, so I'm probably gonna refer to some of my notes because I don't wanna miss anything because you guys asked a lot of questions. So, all right, so let's start talking about my hair history. I'll just keep it pretty simple. I grew up with natural pigtails, just like every other little Black girl, with bows and barrettes, and thought I was the cutest thing. I would say my hair is and was then, because our hair texture changes over time. But when I look back at myself when I'm a little girl, I think it was like maybe 4A. My hair's never been incredibly thick and the curls have never been insanely coily unless I really work them and get them going. And I know that because of being natural for a short time. I've done like a wash and go. And so yeah, I just wore pigtails and ponytails and sometimes French braids. Cutest thing ever. And I love that, calling myself cutest thing ever, but I was. Let me put in a picture and y'all tell me, was I cute? I was cute. All right, so then as I got a little bit older, just like most girls, I got myself a perm. You know I did. I got myself a just for me. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Chime in downstairs. Chime in in the comments if you remember the commercials from the hair relaxer that was made for kids. I guess it was just like a lighter relaxer, like maybe not so much lye, but it was just a plain old lye relaxer. But anyway, the brand was called Just For Me, and the song was Just For Me. Watch me get a copyright strike from Just For Me. Anyway, so I had a perm all through high school, and I just wore it in the style that was probably trending at the time, whether it was feathered or cut to here or a little bit shorter, so I just kind of wore trendy styles. And then after I was a teenager, I made Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. And so what they do is they kind of lock you into a signature look, or at least the look that you kept for your entire tenure there. So fortunately and unfortunately, it was cute at the time, but I had this kind of updo. I look back at it now and it looks so struggle. I wish I had the attention from the team and the care and the money actually, or to get my hair done, like to get extensions or a weave or something that would be more fitting for a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader, something glamorous. But unfortunately then the Black girls really didn't have a really strong hair sponsor like the white girls did. So it kind of is what it is. So I had my DCC updo for 5 seasons, and then I kept it like that for a while. So my hair was relaxed and dyed black. I did it myself because that's what I could afford. I did my own color, and I rarely got it cut, just got it trimmed. So I would say wearing my hair up in an updo all the time really kind of stunted the growth because you're manipulating it. So I would say my hair never got much longer than about right here. My hair's kind of thin and it doesn't coil very much, so I told you guys. So that was that hair story. And then after I retired from cheerleading, I got bonded hair, okay? And so then there was only one brand, and it was called Great Lengths, and it's what they call the keratin bonds now. So I would have my hair permed, and then I would have the keratin bonds kind of added on to, and I'll put in a little video, not of me getting it done, because it's been a decade, or it's been 2 decades, but just so you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. I think they call it keratin bonding now, like everybody does it. And I wore that style for a long time, y'all. I'm talking like a decade I had in these extensions. And as much as they pulled my hair out, I mean, you're gluing it to your hair. For me, it pulled a lot of my hair out and it left it a lot thinner than I would have liked. But I rocked those extensions for the longest time. And that's what really got me into my big hair look. And I'd always had, you know, growing up, I had, you know, the pigtails, and then I had a perm that was in a cut. And then going to DCC, Dallas Cowboys cheerleader, sorry if I abbreviate that, DCC, that's what that means. Going into DCC, I had the updo, so I didn't have a big hair presence, I would say. But then when I got the Great Lengths, I was like, you know what? I want some hair. Let's do some hair. Give me some hair on this head. And I want to have long hair for the first time. So this was decades ago. And I did. I had my hair like probably till about right here. And it was straight, but it was bouncy because I've never been a straight hair fan. That we'll get to that. And so I would always curl my hair, and I just had this big bouncing and beautiful and behaving hair, and I thought I was the shit, and I was, and I looked really cute for a long time. So I did the bonding and keratin stuff for about a decade, and it just was not good for my hair. I mean, it was kind of pulling it out. My hair was getting thinner. The hair didn't always match up. The new growth, I had to perm the new growth over the hair and try not to touch it, so that I had to make my hair straight to match the straight hair. I wasn't feeling it anymore. I wanted something different. So I got a sew-in because I wanted to start taking care of my natural hair, but I didn't really know how. So I knew that a sew-in is a natural protective hairstyle. If you don't know what a sew-in is, it's where you braid up your own hair, and it is either covered with a net or not. Mine was covered with a small net to like protect the hair. And then along the braids, long wefts of hair are sewn all across. So I did a sew-in for about 12 years, and I really liked it. I mean, a sew-in was easy to maintain. You don't manipulate your own hair, and it stayed for I did it about 3 months between every, and then the maintenance in between just to kind of tighten up. But I got my sew-ins down to a science. I knew exactly how long to keep them in, how to make the hair look good, how to blend my leave out, which was like that much. I had like, my part was on this side, and then I'd switch it over to this side to like make sure the hair was getting stressed all over the place and not uniquely stressed. And so I would move my part from side to side, and I'd have like this much leave out. I was an expert at getting the leave out looking straight and pressed. But how do I say it? Y'all, I just got tired of the look. I had long, straight hair, and I was a black girl. And that is totally fine. I just felt like it didn't fit the look and the what I wanted to embody anymore. You know, like I said, I was getting groomed and involved in the natural hair community. I was just an outsider looking in the natural hair community club. I wanted to have a protective style, possibly, or some type of big hair, because I was used to having big hair, but I wanted to grow and protect my own hair at the same time, and to see honestly if I could do it and what my hair looked like at this age. And at this time, I wasn't coloring my hair black anymore. I was just leaving it its natural color. So let me look at my notes and see where I am. All right, so 2019 comes along and I've got a sew in at this time, and something came over me and I was just like, today is the day. It was right near my like 48th, I don't know. It was right near my birthday, and I just decided for this year, for my birthday, I want a different look. I want to come out the gate just a new Terra. So I went on my own and I went rogue. So hopefully you guys can hear me. Why does the universe come for me so hard every time I sit in this spot? The robot vacuum comes to this door, making all the noise it can make. The leaf blower's going on outside. My fiance's having a meeting upstairs, talking all loud. Okay, it moved away a little bit. Let's talk fast. So hopefully you guys can hear me. I'm gonna keep going because I'm in a flow. All right, so where was I? In 2019, when I decided to be, on my birthday, a whole brand new bitch. I sure did. So what I did was I took my sewing out by myself. Can you guys see me really good? All right, so since I was gonna be a whole brand new bitch, I decided to just go for it and do it myself. So I took carefully with little bitty scissors, I took my sew-in out by myself. I looked at my hair, I washed it, conditioned it, and then I watched a video about clip-ins because I knew I wanted some curly style, but I didn't know what to do. So I was looking at just like braiding up my hair, putting in some clip-ins and seeing what the hell happened. So I will put in a picture. I braided my hair. I left a little bit of leave out that I did a twist out in that I thought was about the size that would match the curly hair I brought. I just bought some curly hair clip-ins off Amazon, and then braided my hair down like the video said, a row across, like this way, this way, this way, this way. And then I kind of sewed those down so they were really nice and close to my scalp. And then I put the clip-ins in, and you couldn't tell me shit. Y'all, I thought I did it, and I did do it. I did it. I did my own hair. It looked cool, it looked cute, and I had like achieved what I wanted to achieve with my hair. I wanted curly hair, I wanted big hair, and I wanted a complete change. So yeah, I accomplished that, and I'm really proud of my little clip-in time. But that didn't last very long because clip-ins are high maintenance because you got to take them out every night and put them in every morning. And of course, I tried to not do that, and I tried to leave them in and sleep in them. No, very uncomfortable, pulls on your hair. I mean, I would take the clips out and there would still be my hair in the clips if I slept in it. So my advice is do not sleep in clip-ins unless you figured out some kind of magic about how to make them work. Please put it down below in the comments. This is like, I am no expert on hair. So if you guys have any other advice or ways that you've made some of the techniques that I'm talking about work, please drop them in the comments. That's what this is all about, us learning from one another. I would have never had the courage to take out my sew-in and let my natural hair come out and put in clip-ins or get braids or do any of this without, you know, the courage and support of other Black women I didn't even know. So yeah, well, let's talk about something else that's a little sensitive. I was married at the time. I am divorced and re-engaged now. It's been years, but I was married at the time, and my husband met me with a sew-in and had seen me for 10 years like that. So I was like totally worried about What's he gonna think? Is he gonna like my natural hair? Yeah, I was super stressed about it, and I went for it anyway because it's my head and it's my life. And the good news is he loved me. He thought it looked fantastic, and all is well. So there's that. I think that it is important that we get, you know, the opinion of our significant other. It's not like we don't care what they think, but I really needed to be comfortable in my own skin, in my own scalp, and I wasn't. So your significant other should be pretty happy when you're doing something that is making you feel more yourself and feel more comfortable. Okay, so after the clip-ins is when your girl got really, really creative. I knew that I couldn't do the clip-ins anymore, but I knew I loved the curly hair. So what I did is I thought about my sew-in that I had, and I was like, okay, here's my sew-in. My sew-in is my hair braided, then a net, then the hair. So I was like, why don't I just sew the tracks, which are the wefts of hair, like all the hair that are in the long pieces. Why don't I just act like it's a sew-in on a net and then sew that net down to my hair, instead of sewing the net onto my hair like my stylist had done and then sewing the pieces onto the braids. It felt like the same thing to me, but I could do it myself. So that's what I did. I got like a wig form and I made like a unit. I made a unit. That's what I did. And now I know what that's called. I didn't at the time, but I made my own unit, which was a very flexible net, and then the wefts sewn with the sewing machine perfectly onto the shape of my head with the leave out. So then all I had to do was braid down my hair, take that, put it on my head, and then sew that down to my braids, like all over the same way you would do a sew-in with braid, you know, the thick braiding thread and the curved needles. And I did that. How long did I do that? Y'all, I did that for years and years and years. All the time I had curly hair for like the last 5 years. That's what I've been doing. And like, nobody was the wiser. I dated, I fell in love, I did the activities. Yeah, that's what I did, you guys. I made my own unit and I sewed it to my hair, my head, my braids, the same way that like you would do a sew-in. So I don't know if that's good or bad. It didn't pull out my hair, it protected my hair. My hair was growing. I wouldn't say it was like thriving, because it's difficult to keep it oiled and take care of it under there. That's gonna bring us to the braids. That's bringing us to the next step. But yeah. So that's what I did. I made my own unit and I sewed that down, and I just used curly hair that I got at that time. I was buying my hair at Yummy Extensions in Dallas, and gorgeous hair. Of course, I'll put the links for everything and anything I mention in the box, in the description box if any of you want to get anything. So where was I? All right, we are gonna fast forward all the way until last October. And I would say the first 30 vlogs, you can look and you can see that my hair is how it was before I got the braids. It was a unit sewn down. So if you want to see what that looks like, flowing in the wind, being styled, doing all the things, that is in my previous videos. So you can look and see that there. But last October, I just became obsessed with braids. And I think it was a video I saw on something that was served to me on Instagram, and I was just like, that looks amazing. I want that. And I looked into it, and it was mermaid braids or bohemian braids. And I was like, that looks so cool. It reminded me of Lisa Bonet, even though she had dreads, but she had dreads with like, back in the day in the Cosby Show, she had dreads, but then she had like some curly stringy parts, you know? And so it just reminded me of this kind of like boho look. And I was like, that's the change. I want braids. Let's go. So I got on YouTube. God bless YouTube. I got on YouTube and I learned everything I could about braids. I was watching videos on bantu knots, twist outs, crochet braids. I mean, any type of African American hairstyling where the hair was braided and manipulated. I wanted to know what everybody was doing, what was on everybody's head. I did everything short of walking up to people and asking them, what kind of hair do you have? And I know that people do that. They do that to me a lot. I think it's rude, so I would never do that to a stranger. But on the internet, it's different. So I was asking all kinds of questions because obviously we're out here putting ourselves out saying, hey, this is me. This is me. This is me. I haven't even seen that movie. I sing the songs in videos, but I've never even seen that movie. The Greatest Showman, I need to see it. Yeah, because it's like me singing the songs from it and not having seen it is like stolen valor. And we don't get down like that on this channel. Anyway, back to the hair. I wanted braids and I was gonna find out all I could. So when I was looking at braids, I knew I wanted bohemian or mermaid because it would give like this big mermaid, big hair look. And I've always been team big hair. I just think it fits me and it looks great on my body. So this seemed like the perfect thing for me. And the word on the street is that braids are significantly more low maintenance. And my life has gotten a lot busier. I have 2 YouTube channels. I run a uniform manufacturing company. So I was like, sign me up. My second thing was to find out everything bad about braids. So I watched a lot of don't get braids, what not to do with braids videos, my braid experience videos, first time getting braids videos, and they helped so much. Do you understand how grateful I am to all the Black women out there who put their heads literally out there for us to see and learn, because I wouldn't have braids without them, for sure. I learned so much from so many women on YouTube. Shout out. Once I decided I was gonna have braids, the next goal was to find what kind of hair I want, what style I want, and who's gonna do it. So let's talk about it. All right, guys, so I moved the camera a little bit closer, even though I think you guys can see really well my hair, but I'm gonna pull it apart a little bit so that you guys can get like a real grasp of what each braid looks like. So for the official description, I have boho braids, not mermaid braids. And I think I know the difference. You guys will correct me because I want you to if I do get it wrong. But let's look at one of the strands of my hair. So you guys can see, let me just pick, let's pick, which one should we pick? Here's a big winner. There we go. All right, so you guys can see, here's one braid. No, I need to pick a better one. All right, you guys, it took me a second, but I pulled out one braid so that you guys can really see exactly how it's done. So this braid is pulled up into a clip, so it's probably got one more hair like hanging out in there. But what they do is they start a braid, my stylist starts a braid and then adds in hair. And let's see how many I've got that I can see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the end is number 6. So I've got about 6 braids, I've got about 6 pieces of hair added into the braid to create the mermaid effect. So just so you know, what they do, or what my stylist does, is just parts the hair, starts the braid, and then grabs some of the hair. And she's behind me, so she's doing some magic that I don't know what she's doing. So that's her secret sauce. I've never even asked to record it, but what she does is she starts the braid with braiding hair. And braiding hair, which braiding hair do I use and why do they use braiding hair? I asked this too. It's because it makes a thicker and better hold to grab the pieces in than using your own hair, unless your own hair is extremely thick. Mine isn't. So the braiding hair, which is synthetic, adds to the actual braid part so that it's strong enough to hold the long curly parts. Hope that made sense. So what kind of braiding hair does she use? I did not get the brand that my stylist uses, but she says it's very important to have antibacterial braiding hair, antibacterial and non-toxic braiding hair. And she stresses that because it's in your head, it gets wet, you don't want anything that's going to get weird or moldy. So please make sure that your stylist or you are using non-toxic antibacterial braiding hair. So she starts the braid and then adds in a little piece of the curly hair and weaves it in there somehow. I don't know, probably lays it in and then braid, 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 and tight, 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 so that the hair just stays inside of the braid. Now, it's just braided in there, you guys. If I pulled hard enough, I could probably pull this out, but look how hard I'm yanking and it's going nowhere. So it's important that, you know, your braider can braid tightly within the braid and keep the hair secure, or you'll just have hair flying out all over the place. So the number one question that I am asked across the board, bar none, is what hair do I use? And I brought an example for you today. So this is the hair that I use, and of course I will leave the link. This is from Amazon, you guys, a really awesome company from Amazon. Yeah, so I will leave the link for you in the description box. If you like this hair and you want it to look just like mine, then this is the one to choose. So another question I get a lot is, how much hair do you have in your head? Well, this is a nice bundle. I mean, you know, curly hair, when it's clean, it kind of looks flat. In fact, mine will get to about this big later on in the week for sure. But I have 3 bundles in my hair. And so when we're finished, we usually have about like that much left. So just like a tiny handful. So I am a 3 bundle girl. Nice and big, looks big from the back. So yeah, I like having 3 bundles in my hair. Yeah, and that's what I've got right now, and it's what I got the first time I got my hair braided. So let's talk about the process. I've only had my hair braided twice. Once in October, and then more recently, a month ago, end of February? Yeah, end of February. So I'm just gonna talk like it's my first experience, because really it's only been two experiences. So I chose a braider from Instagram, and I think it's really important to just like look at tons of people, look at their work. I saw a bunch of pictures and I was like, that's the one, that's her. Without a doubt, I knew right away after looking at all of the satisfied customers. I looked at pictures all the way back talking about her service as well as actually how the hair looked, because the service and the hair result is important to me. So this was my first experience, so I wanted it to be a good one. So I chose my braider, and of course I will link her information in the box as well. She was amazing, and I'll tell you why this particular braider was perfect for me. Because it was so insanely particular and organized. For me, that was huge, because there's a caveat to this, but she comes to you. And that was important to me because I hate salons. Y'all, I hate getting my nails done. I hate getting my toes done. It's just, y'all know I have anxiety, and so I get so sensory overloaded in a salon that and I think things take too long because they're just doing too much talking and all that. There's too many people around, too many interruptions. So salons are not great for me. The fact that this is a personalized service, chef's kiss. So full contract you sign with cancellation fees, late fees, all the things, anything I would do if I was a provider as well. I sign the contracts, and like I said, she comes to you, but she's in Dallas here where I live, but she has like a radius area, and I was outside that area. So what I did was I rented a hotel room that was just inside that area. It wasn't like the Ritz-Carlton. I just picked a nice, decent hotel room that had an area. I made sure it was a suite where she could, you know, have a desk and a chair, a comfortable chair that I could sit in. I looked at the pictures on Travel Advisor, and yeah, so I picked a place that was in the working area and we set it up. And I got the email back that everything was cool and that for our appointment day, we were to start at 9 a.m. I would meet her in the lobby at 8:45. And who was there at 8:45? Me and my stylist. That's what I'm talking about, you guys. I love when things run on time, which is why y'all know how we can be sometimes. Y'all know. I don't think I'm out of line or out of pocket saying that, but you know how we can be sometimes. Us, me included. And I really appreciated the on-time start. So we were able, she was like, hello, good to see you. Let's get going. By 9:05, she was in my head. In my head. I just realized I missed something very important. So I'm gonna go back. So what did I do? I had my braid appointment. I'm all set up. I'm ready to go. It's the day before. What did I do to get ready for my braids? Well, I took out my sew-in that I did myself, and I went to a place here in Dallas called Pressed Roots because they do only wash, blow out, a trim, and then they press your hair, and that's all they do, so they're experts at it. Now, what I wanted was just a general blowout because they want your hair just blown out and kind of fuzzy, you know, and not pressed out when you get not when you get braids, because it's too slickery. They need the hair to have a little texture. So she wanted it blown out and just no product. I got my hair washed, deep conditioned, steam conditioned, felt so great. I was feeling really good about my hair health and my hair growth before I was putting it into braids. And yeah, so I left like that with my hair in a bun, and the next day was braid day. So the first thing she does is starts parting my hair, and I'm telling you, by 9:10, we were full on. She was braiding faster than I could even, I was just amazed. She started at the back of my head and moved to the front, and it was just gone. It was on. And another question that I get is, how long did it take to do my braids? My braids took between 8.5 and 9 US hours. That's right. Yes, sitting in that, look, okay, let me just tell you, getting braids takes patience. It takes meditation. For me, going into a place of Zen, because your butt is in that chair for 9 hours, or at least mine was. There was no food break. There was one bathroom break, and it was for me. My stylist was so efficient. She never stopped, even when talking. She never answered her phone. She was the most professional stylist I've ever seen. The woman didn't even go to the bathroom. And of course she could have gone to the bathroom, but there was no breaks, nothing. She was there to do a job, and she did it. And it was so anti-salon, you know, I loved it. Now, here is another thing. People ask me, how much did it cost for you to get your braids done? Well, I did a lot of researching on what braids cost, and for the service that I did, the private service, the individualized service, was about 3 times the higher end of what I hear other people paying for braids. Yeah, it was about 3 times that. And for me, it was worth every penny. The service was impeccable. I don't want to be there. I don't want to split it between 2 days. I've heard of people doing that when it's an 8-hour job. I didn't want 3 or 4 people in my head. I didn't want people around me at the salon. I didn't want interruptions. I used to have a stylist who would take a break to eat, which is fine, but like, I'd have to ask her to wash her hands afterwards, you know? So I didn't have to worry about any of that. My stylist was just insanely professional from being early to the minute she finished. And when we were done, She was like, "You love it?" I was like, "I am the happiest girl in the world." And then she was out the door. I mean, talk about someone who is professional and efficient. So I cannot say enough about my stylist. I will leave her information in the description box if you would like to book her. Just don't fill up all the dates because I got to get my hair done. And I planned on gatekeeping her. I really did. I told her I didn't want her to put my picture on her Instagram, not to film it or anything, because I was just like, I got something good and I ain't gonna share it with nobody, especially in this city. But I changed my mind. You guys asked so many questions about my hair, and that's what I made this channel for, so that we can share beauty secrets and stuff, you know? I've been on this earth for almost 52 years. I've learned a lot and I have a lot to share, so that's why I'm sharing it with you guys. And I'm a girl's girl, so what's next? Let me look at my list. Okay, so I went over the kind of hair she used, the non-toxic braiding hair. This was the hair I used. Oh, by the way, this is on a weft. She just cuts it very close and cuts it off the weft and then uses the hair pieces. So you just have to make sure you have a very nice, dense piece of hair. I think that's what it said in the instructions. So yeah, so you guys are seeing my hair. You can kind of see at the roots here. It's grown out for about 3 weeks now. And that's about 3 weeks of new growth. And so I would say that this is a good representation of what my hair looks like when it's freshly done. I washed it 2 days ago, and my washes honestly can go for like 2 weeks with this hair. Amazing. But I usually don't let it go that long. I either wash my hair every 7 days or every 10 days, depending on how much product I've used or how much I've manipulated it. So this is what I got and I love it. What did I ask my stylist for? I asked my stylist for waist length. Now, waist length is one thing when it's straight, but when it's curly, it's a little higher. 3 bundles and bohemian. So there's mermaid and there's bohemian. Now, I think that mermaid doesn't have, I don't know because I don't have mermaid, but from what I've noticed and what I've looked at, when you have mermaid hair, it doesn't have the braid in it that has like a knot at the end. Do you see here where mine has a knot and then the hair goes? I think that the mermaid braids are really more mermaid. In other words, like they're braided and then the ends are kind of like free. Someone correct me if I'm wrong about that, but mine has a braid, a knot, and then the hair released from that. And I think it looks good. It lasts a long time. That's the next question. How long does my hair last? So I got my hair done in the end of October, so that it lasted November, December, January, February, 4 months. But I took very good care of my hair. I wrapped it in, I slept in a sleep bonnet every night. I didn't use a ton of product. I washed it often. I oiled my scalp. I did all the things that all the girlies say that you're supposed to do. So I think it's helped my braids last longer and look really good. I've even got some techniques on how I brush it to, you know, make sure that all the hair stays in. Now, how did I know it was time to get them out? Because I lost a braid. I lost a braid. I felt like old girl in Dion and Clueless when she's found the hair in the back of the Jeep and she's like, whose stringy hair is this? Because I was thinking like, did someone's hair fall out? Well, it happened to me. And it was one of these on the sides that the hair just eventually, it grew out and it was maybe a thinner piece. And I looked up one day and the braid was in my hand and I about had a heart attack. But I looked and it had just pulled through. It didn't like yank my hair out. So I was like, time to make an appointment. I was very lucky because my stylist books up 60 days in advance. So I was able to find something, thank God, because I'm very flexible with my schedule, within the next couple of weeks after that. And I got my hair done. So I would say every 3 months at the most is when you have to get it redone. So after I got my hair braided for the first time. Months had gone by and it was time for me to get my hair braided for the second time. So how did I prep for that? I went to the same lady that did my hair at Pressed Roots. I followed her on Instagram. She had left Pressed Roots and opened her own salon, which was perfect because it's just one chair, and y'all know how I like to just be not very salonish, so I was just by myself. And there was one big question she wanted to ask. When she took out the hair, because they brush out the hair from the braid, do I want to keep the hair or do I want to let it go? In other words, when they take out each braid, they can pull out this hair, lay it to the side, pull out that hair, lay it to the side, and so on and so forth. That takes about double the amount of time and you still lose a lot of hair. I didn't even know that was possible, so I told her to just get rid of it. So in other words, my takedown was a lot easier because all she did was get rid of that knot and then start the braid brushing and taking the hair out, and all the hair just fell to the ground and went to the trash. But if you have the time and a patient stylist, you can reuse your hair. You'll just obviously lose some of it in the process. I like using a fresh batch every time because it's my hair. That's what I spend money on. Everyone has their things. Some people like to spend their money on bottle service and tables. I like to spend my money on hair. Boom. So that's that. And she brushed all my hair out. It took about 2 hours. And because she was very careful, very good about saving all of my hair, I had at least 1.5 inches of new growth, which was amazing. And I got another wash, condition, and blowout, just like I did at Press Roots. And I was ready to go for my appointment. And then I got my hair done for the second time, and it went just as swimmingly and perfect as it did the first time, except for, I don't know whether she had some extra Red Bulls or something, but we finished like 30 minutes early. So I was happy. My butt was numb. I'm sure her fingers were numb. And yeah, this was the result. I think it came out like even better than the first time. So I'm a happy girl. So let's talk about some of the pros and cons of having braids or having boho braids like I have. So some of the main pro is that it's low maintenance, it's easy. Dude, in the mornings, I wake up, take my bonnet off, shake it out, and I'm ready to go. I may add, like you guys have seen me in my Get Readies with me, add a little bit of hair serum, but that's about it. I just add some hair serum if I feel like it's not very shiny, and I'm out the door. That is worth so much to me. Like the time I'm saving and the less I'm manipulating my own hair is incredible. It's like I can see and feel the growth of my natural hair happening and my other hair being protected because I'm taking such good care of it now because I'm manipulating it so much less. Braids have been a godsend when it comes to ease. And since you're not manipulating your own hair, there's like less washing, less product. So I guess that saves a little bit of money, but anyone who has braids knows it's expensive. That's expensive. That's a lot of money. So yeah, very expensive, especially if you're paying for like an exclusive service like I'm getting and getting new hair every time. It is quite a financial commitment, but the time I save, it's worth every penny to me. I think I said this, but a benefit of braids is that your hair starts growing, well, or at least mine did. My hair grew better because I was able to reach it and oil it and wash it a lot better than I was with a sew-in. And with a sew-in, it's like you can't always get down to your scalp. But now when I'm washing, I am in there, I am washing my scalp. I am washing and cleaning my hair. It feels good. It feels really good to be taking care of my hair and having something that's easy at the same time. Like, it's a miracle. And this one's, I don't know exactly how to put this, but I really want to be honest because these are my honest feelings. I feel more comfortable in my skin in this curly hair and with braids than I did with European hair straight with straight hair. I don't want to say it makes me feel more ethnic, because that's, look at me. You can look at me and tell I'm ethnic, but I feel like now my hair having braids matches up with who I am today, Terra at 50, than cheerleading Terra, or Terra at 30, or Terra at 35. Those looks served me then. I needed to acclimate to life a lot more then. I needed to have more of a, well, I felt, I'm just gonna say it, I felt I needed a more proximity to whiteness in my look to succeed in what I was doing in life at the time. And I don't feel like I need that now. I feel a lot better in my skin and my blackness and who I want to be and how I want to look. And I think it's something that just came with age, honestly, and my personal preference. So no judgment on anyone else. I love a 40-inch bust down. I love it. Just for me, I wanted something that just felt a little more like authentic to me and how I feel today. So I hope that made sense. And yeah, the cons are very few, but the number one is the price. Yeah, like I said, I've heard what other people pay for braids, for mermaid braids, and what I paid is about 3 times that for the service I got. But like I said, I already told y'all, worth it! Yeah, I want the best braids and the best service, so I don't play when it comes to my hair. So yeah, that is a con, that it costs so much. And it's every few months, but it's just something, you know, if you want, you budget for, period. The second con is the time in the chair, is you just got to go to a special place. I remember I was watching this interview with Jim Carrey when he was playing the Grinch, and he had on like a full mask, full thick face makeup for 12 hours a day, 10 hours a day. And he was saying that during that filming, it felt so claustrophobic in the mask. You know, he could never take a break from it, because once it took hours to put it on, and they couldn't take it off and put it back on during the day. He said that he just went to a happy place in his mind to get through those moments. And I'm suggesting the same thing for braids. Get a good night's rest, rest up. Do not go party the night before, because you are going to be sitting. You need to be comfortable. You need to eat before you go, and be ready to not complain. Because if that stylist is standing there going like this for hours and hours on her feet, who am I to complain about just sitting there? I'm not going to sit and complain. It makes no sense. So prepare yourself, prepare your buttocks, prepare your mind that this is going to be worth it. It's going to be over before you know it, but you are going to be numb bootied for the rest of the night, period. The last con I can think of is that you're going to get addicted. And my stylist told me this. She said, you're never going to want to go back to anything else, because braids are so low maintenance. And they are. I love it. I think it fits me better than any style I've ever had. And now I'm addicted to this. It's expensive as hell. Why can't I like something that's cheap? Wouldn't that be nice? Can I figure out a hobby or something I love that don't cost no money? Of course I can't. Of course I can't. No, can't do it. Can't be done. So another question that I was asked, and this is a very interesting question. Why do I wear my hair in this same style, kind of the half up, half down, mostly all the time? And that is a great question. And I thought about it, and I have 2 answers to that. Number 1, I like big hair. I like long hair, but I do not like hair in my face. I don't like to constantly have to do this, you know, or I don't like bangs really, so I don't love hair in my face. So that's another reason, like a middle part girly, just kind of like long hair doesn't work for me. I like to show my face. And the other reason, and the main reason, is because I love a signature look. Yeah. This is my signature look, and I really have like a look throughout the decades. Like I looked when I was younger, a look I had when I was DCC. I had one look I was in my 30s, and now I have this look, and I think it just really fits me. But I love a signature look and a signature style that just equates people with Terra. When you see me, you know my hair is going to be like this. You know I'm going to have on a Terra necklace. You know I'm going to have on my jewels. I'm probably going to have on something bright. I like having a signature style, and a hairstyle just comes into that for me. You know, there's some people, when you think about their hair, when you think about them, you think about their signature look. Audrey Hepburn, Bridget Bardot, Angela Davis. Hello. I mean, there are some hairstyles you just equate with a person, and I really like having a signature hairstyle. So I guess that's it. That's why I wear my hair like this. I wear it half up, half down because it shows my face, and I think it frames my face really well. Another way I wear it is half up ponytail and half down, sort of the same thing. And then I also do just a full ponytail sometimes. That's rare. Even when I work out, I have my hair down because I have so much Botox. I don't even sweat. I don't even sweat. What have I learned about my hair? I've learned that I've found a style that really works for me. Not just the style, but the maintenance that comes along with it. And that was the thing that plagued me for so long. I had so much maintenance to get to the style I wanted. That was kind of ruining my own hair, and didn't even really feel like me at the end. It kind of felt like someone else, even though I looked great. So what I've learned about having braids is that braids are for me. Braids are awesome. And number two, braids are expensive. It's much more expensive than when I had a sew-in. I gotta be honest, I don't know what anyone else is paying, but it's expensive, and it is something that I am happy to pay for and happy to budget for, because it has given me so much time back to my life, and it has also given me so much self-esteem. I feel prettier. I feel like I look younger, even though that's not a goal of mine. Aging is my goal. I want to be on this earth as long as I possibly can. But yeah, it fits me, and I'm feeling more like myself than I ever have in my life. So that's what I've learned in my hair journey. I would love to hear about some of you guys' hair journeys. What have you been through as a little black girl, just like I did, going through all the stages of pigtails to perms to cuts to weaves to braids? Do you feel as strongly about braids that they are low maintenance and high value like I do? I really want to start a big hair and braid discussion in the comments, and you guys know that I answer and read every single comment. So let's get down there. That is my cat beating on my door. I'm glad we're almost done. Give me a minute. He doesn't speak English. So yes, let's have a discussion in the comments. And you guys, if I forgot anything, please let me know. If you want to see my wash day and all of the products that I use for styling and for washing and pre-poo and post-poo, poo like shampoo, not poo. Y'all know what I'm talking about. If you want to see all of that in a wash day, please let me know, because I'll be glad to do it. If I forgot anything, put it down below. I'll answer all your questions. As always, like, subscribe. Thank you for joining the fam, and I love you guys. See you next time. Mwah!